What's up, everybody? This is Russell Brunson. Welcome back to our chance every day where we get to hang out and talk about traffic and funnels and all of the fun things. Excited to be with you guys here today. It's actually kind of cool being able to be in this whole quarantine thing where outside everything looks normal and it's kind of this weird, eerie feeling. But then inside we get to hang out and be with our family, our friends. We go live, we get to share thoughts, ideas. And I think this has been a really cool time for so many people to start sharpening their saw and start getting smarter and better about what they're doing and why they're doing it, how they're doing it, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to be here with you guys today. We're going to be talking more about traffic secrets. Today we're going to be covering the third type of traffic. Yesterday we talked about the first two types of traffic that you control, traffic that you earned, and then today we're talking about the third type, which is traffic that you guys know what it is? Traffic that you own. That's the best kind of traffic. So we're gonna be going to that here in a few seconds. But while we're waiting for everyone to jump on and get here, I want to make sure you guys know that we're in the middle of the Traffic Secrets book launch, which is kind of fun. We've been selling books like crazy. This is the highest converting funnel we've done so far. So for my funnel hackers, if you're going through the funnel, make sure to buy slowly and watch the process and see what's happening, why it's happening, because it's doing really, really well. You can go to TrafficSecrets.com. This is it right here. There's the video. In fact, if you watch the video, I'm very proud of the video. Hopefully you learned some stuff just from watching that. You can see what the offer is. You can buy the book for free. Just cover shipping and handling. It's $9.95 shipping in the U.S., a little bit more internationally, but you can go get that there. Scroll down and you see the sales page. But this is the chance to look at what I'm doing, you guys. I spent 2 years writing the book and about the same amount of time brainstorming this funnel and getting it live and ready. And it is, over 20,000 books sold, and it's kept like a $63 average cart value, which is insane, especially knowing that a lot of you guys are my funnel hackers. You're like, I bought the book 6 times, so I want to get everybody's bonuses. And so with that said, to be able to keep the average cart value that high, I would say the real average cart value, if I were to pull out all the duplicates and stuff, is probably $80+, which is insane. Most book funnels are $20 to $30 max. So this funnel's doing awesome. So make sure to go watch it, buy slowly, learn some stuff while you're doing it. You just go to TrafficSecrets.com. For those of you guys who are bored, especially if you're bored with your kids, right here is FunnelFlix.com. And if you go to FunnelFlix.com, you can get a free premiere week, which basically you go in there and you get a bunch of videos for free, including the very first one, which is from, I don't know if you see right there, that is Frank Kern. Oh, have you look? Hey, this is Frank Kern right here. He spoke at Funnel Hacking Live. Nobody knew he was coming. We kept it a surprise, and he came out, and people lost their mind. Frank is one of the original OGs. When I was learning internet marketing, Frank was one of the dudes teaching it. And you can actually go and literally go watch his presentation at Funnel Hacking Live for free. A bunch of other ones as well. Julius here, he's got 5 million followers on Instagram. He walks through how he does it, how he did it. You get that one for free. You get one for me for free. Anyway, so if you go to FunnelFlix.com, you get FunnelFlix Premiere Week for free. And then if you go over here to TrafficSecrets.com, you get Traffic Secrets for free. So anyway, that's what's happening. All right, with that said, you guys, we've got a full audience between Instagram, we're about 160 people. Facebook, we're at 155-ish, so we got 300 people here. So we can start this party and get started, and it should be fun. Lionel said, I think I found my ADD community. Yes, welcome to the ADD-ness. All right. Okay, so today we're talking again about traffic secrets. If you don't have your free copy of the book, go to TrafficSecrets.com. And this is the box set with all the books. So if you don't know anything about me yet, these are the books I've written. So .com Secrets is the first book. This is the new updated hardbound version. This is Expert Secrets is the second book, and Traffic Secrets is the third and final book in the trilogy. And Unlock the Secrets is this amazing workbook that goes with all of these books here. So it's kind of fun. Anywho, all right, let me pull out book number 1. All right. The Traffic Secrets book. Whew. So here we go. Traffic Secrets. Today we're going to be going into one of the secrets. Let me see. So Brian's saying, how do you get the box set? So the box set's not for sale right now, unless after you get the Traffic Secrets book, the upsell may or may not be the box set. So this is all pre-ordered. These don't ship till May 5th, but the audiobooks are available today. I spent 3 days in the studio reading the Traffic Secrets book. The 7-hour audio, you can go and get that. It's with the order form bump. You can grab that, plug it in, and start listening, which is kind of cool. Also, we've got the audiobooks, the .com Expert Secrets new update as well as part of the sales funnel. So if you go through the funnel, you'll see all the cool stuff. So you just got to go to TrafficSecrets.com and slowly today go through the funnel and have some fun with it. So Mauricio said, how is my quarantine? It's been good. We're having a good time. I think I'm driving my kids crazy sometimes. They're driving me crazy sometimes, but as a whole, we're doing really good. So Thank you for asking. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing good as well. My job for the next 25 minutes or so is to entertain you, get you excited, inspire you, open your mind to how to get traffic, what you do with traffic, how it all works. I've been doing these live on Instagram and Facebook every day for the last 2 weeks, so if you missed any of them, feel free to go back there. We may or may not also be launching a Traffic Seekers podcast that'll have all the recordings of these too, so that might be live the next day or so. I'll let you guys know, and then you can start listening in there as well, which would be kind of cool. So, all right, here we go. Traffic Seekers. So, what we covered so far. Section number 1 is all about your dream customer. Secret 1, we figured out who's your dream customer. We talked about figuring out and understanding them at a deep level. Figuring out are they moving towards pleasure or away from pain. And what's interesting in this market today, I think 2 weeks ago, the majority of customers were moving towards pleasure, which meant your ads, your advertising was all focused on grabbing people who are trying to move towards pleasure. Over the last 2 weeks, people are in pain, and they're now in a state where they're moving away from pain. And so looking at that lens, most of our advertising and marketing should be shifting from speaking to them moving towards pleasure to speaking to them moving away from pain. So there's a little hint from section number 1. We also talked about the difference between a searcher and a scroller, what advertising networks are searching, people are searching, which ones they're scrolling, and how you differentiate your ads and your landing pages and everything based on if they're a searcher or a scroller, the pros and the cons. That was all secret number 1. Number 2, we talked about now you know who they are, where are they hiding, where are they congregating. We got to find those pockets of our dream customers so we can go and target them. We also talked about then who's already congregating, who are our dream 100. We built a list of our dream 100. After that, secret number 3, we talked about hook, story, offer. How do we throw our hooks in the water to grab their attention? How we tell them a story to increase the perceived value of what it is we're selling them, and then how we make them an offer. And then secret number 4 yesterday, we talked about with your Dream 100, how do you work your way in and how do you buy your way in? And that's what brings us to today. And today we're talking about secret number 5, which is traffic that you own. So I'm going to jump right there, and we're going to go through that. This is the best type of traffic of all the types of traffic that are out there. And there's so many things that I have to gloss through because this book is super huge, and I can't just cover make sure you still get the book and read it because there's so many things that like in here, just in last chapter, I walked through 5 of our front-end funnels. I'll show you the stats and numbers of every single funnel, how it works. I talk about how much we spend on traffic, how much ads. I give you very detailed numbers. I can't just go, it's like 6 pages of the numbers of a funnel that you can get inside the book and look at and say, okay, here's the product, how much it's sold for, here's the order form bump, here's the commissions, here's the percentages, here's how it all worked. I walk through I break down every funnel in great detail. So those are all things I can't do on a live like this that you get inside the book. Okay, secret number 5, traffic that you own. So if you look at the image here, you can see here is the Dream 100, right? So if you've done this exercise with me over the last couple of days, you have here's Facebook. Here's all the people that have already congregated my dream customers on Facebook. Here's Instagram. Here's all the people who have already congregated my dream customers on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Google. We find all those people, right? So we have our Dream 100 list. Now we're trying to figure out from yesterday, how do I work my way in and how do I buy my way into these audiences, okay? Because that's where our traffic's already at. So we're trying to work our way and buy our way into those audiences. And then from there, this is what this whole secret's about, traffic that you own. So all the time when we're getting traffic, our goal is not to get traffic to sell products. Our goal is to get traffic where we're either getting traffic that we've earned or traffic we control, and we're converting it into traffic that we own. That's the big secret, okay? So for example, traffic that I earn, if I'm earning traffic, means I'm going out and I'm working for it, right? I'm getting on podcast interviews, I'm doing Facebook Lives with people, so I'm getting somebody to promote my product for me. This is stuff I'm not paying for, but I'm earning it. I'm putting in the time and the energy and the effort, okay? Traffic that I control is I go to Facebook, right? And I don't own Facebook ads, right? Mark Zuckerberg, he owns all that traffic on Facebook. But he allows me and you to go to him and say, hey, I want to control some of that traffic. I will pay you if you let me divert some of that traffic from Facebook over into my funnel. Okay? And so the traffic you control. So the traffic that I earn, I'm working my way in. The traffic that I control, where I'm buying my way in. Now the goal of both those traffic sources is not just to sell a product. This is where most people get it wrong. This is the very short-sightedness of almost all entrepreneurs. They're like, oh, cool, I bought traffic from Facebook. I'm going to sell my product. You're like, yes, that's part of the goal, but the bigger goal, the overarching strategy is to convert traffic that you earn and traffic that you control into traffic that you own. When you own traffic, you own your own destiny, right? If Facebook shut down tomorrow, I'd be okay because I have an email list of, 1.5 to almost 2 million people. So I own that traffic. Any day I can wake up and be like, I want to send traffic to this. And I can send an email and boom, traffic goes there. I launch a new book. I'm like, I want to send traffic here. And because I own that traffic, right? I own this ball of traffic. I can send it to this page or that page. I can send it wherever I want because I own that traffic. Okay? So all the other things I'm doing, all the other exercises of buying ads and working my way and doing podcast interviews and all those things, the only goal of those things is to convert the traffic that I'm controlling and that I'm buying, or that I'm earning and that I'm controlling, into traffic that I own. Because then I control my own destiny. Okay? And so for me, for the last few years, I've been working on that. Like for the last decade and a half, I've been building my list, building my following, because this is traffic that I own now. And so even if Facebook disappears, if Google goes away tomorrow, I'm still going to be in business because I own traffic. Okay, and that's the mindset shift I want you guys all having, is that you need to understand that you want to be able to own that traffic. Okay, all right, so that's what this whole secret's about: owning traffic. And when I first kind of started understanding this, let's see. When I first started understanding this, it was back early in my journey. One of my first mentors was a guy named Mark Joyner. Some of you guys know Mark. He's amazing. And he was the one that kept telling me, Russell, you have to focus on building a list. Like, that's the secret to internet marketing. Building a list. And I remember at the time there were all these people that were doing different ways to make money. And I was so grateful that my first mentor told me, you have to build lists. Because that thing has saved me now for a decade and a half. During the ups and the downs, the trials of my business and the safe parts of my business, like having a list has helped me to endure. Okay, the people who have email lists right now are the ones who are going to thrive during this whole crazy recession and depression, whatever ends up happening. I don't even know what's going to happen. But those people are surviving because they're prepared for that, right? And so it's very important to understand that. Let's see. So many things I could share with you guys. You should just get the book and read it. It's so good. Anyway, okay. There's this story in here, but the story's like 4 pages long, and part of me wants to read it, and part of me is like, if I read that, I'd lose half of you guys. Okay, I'll tell you the gist of the story, and I'll read one part of it. So, this was the day that I learned about list building. The day it really got sunk in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, I need an email list, right? In fact, I told this story yesterday on an interview with Jim Edwards. It was kind of fun. All right, so when I first started learning about this whole game of internet marketing, I started hearing people talk about email lists. And I remember reading an article online, and it was about, sometimes you hear about the gurus and they make, $30,000 in a weekend and you think it's a scam, right? And the guy was like, no, it's not a scam. Let me explain how this whole thing works. And he said, the gurus, whatever you want to call them, they have an email list of maybe 10,000 people or 30 or 100,000 people. He said, all they do is send an email out to 100,000 people. And if they send an email to 100,000 people and they get 10,000 people who actually go and sign up for the thing, right? So you send an email to 100,000 people, 10,000 people open the email, 5,000 click through to the thing, and then, 500 of those people actually buy the product, and let's say it's a $20 product, you just made 10 grand or 30 grand, or whatever the math is, right? And he's like, it's just a numbers game. So he said, the reason why these gurus make a ton of money is because they spent the last X amount of time building up these huge email lists, right? Traffic that they own. And when I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, it was the epiphany that all of a sudden I understood. I was like, I need my own email list. So I didn't know how to get an email list. So first thing I did is I jumped on Mr. Google. I said, how do you get email lists? And I started searching around, and within a few minutes, I found this website. And I can't remember the domain exactly. I think it was like spamforemailaddresses.com. I'm like, sweet, that's what I need, spam for email addresses. So I went, and they were selling DVDs where you could buy like a DVD with 100,000 email addresses, one with 500,000, or one with 1 million. I'm like, well, if I'm going to get email lists, I want 1 million. So I spent like $70. I bought a DVD with 1 million email addresses on it. I wait for it to get sent to me. I get this thing with 70 million email addresses. I'm like, I'm going to be rich. I'm doing the math in my head. Send email to 1 million people. If I get 100,000 to open, 10,000 to click, 5,000 to buy the thing times $20, I'm like, and I can send an email, every single day. I'm going to be rich, right? I'm doing the math in my head. I'm trying to explain to my wife. We just got married at the time. I'm like, you can literally quit your job tomorrow. We are going to be rich. I figured out the secret of internet marketing. This is going to be so easy. And so I took this DVD, and back then the way we sent emails was different. It wasn't like through an email autoresponder. You had to buy desktop software. So I bought the software, I put it on my desktop, and I uploaded the DVD with 1 million people's email addresses, and I wrote an email. And I remember that night about to go to bed. And then you have to remember, this is like almost 15 years ago. It was probably 16, 17 years ago. Anyway, so it was before we had like high-speed internet, before we had cell phones, things like that. And so if you remember the internet back then, like usually you had one phone line, and it was like your phone or your modem. So I got to crawl into my desk, unplug the phone, and plug in my modem, get online. I remember that night writing an email, clicking send, and then telling my wife, I was like, we'll be rich by morning. Like, you can literally quit your job tomorrow. And I remember sitting there watching the email software. All of a sudden it's like, boom, 1 email sent, 2 email sends, 3, 4. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. So I go to bed that night, and I'm like a kid at Christmas time, laying there in bed, like thinking about it. Like every couple hours, I get out of bed, run in, like move the mouse to get my screensaver off, and like 600 cent, 800 cent, 2,000 cent. I'm just freaking out, right? So finally, the next morning I wake up, my wife's getting ready for work, I'm getting ready for school, and I sneak back in the room where the computer's at. I look at it, and overnight we'd sent like, I think we'd sent 6,500 emails or something like that during the night. And I was like, dang it, I thought I was going to send 1 million overnight. It's going way slower than I thought. And then Colette was like, I need to use the phone. I'm like, you have to use the phone. Like you don't understand. Like it's sending out, like we're printing cash right now. We can't not use the phone. She's like, I have to use the phone. I got to call someone at work. So I crawled into the desk. I go and unplug the modem. I plug back in the phone. And as soon as I plug it in, I'm still under the desk. I hear the phone ring. Pring. So I get out and I pick up the phone, and on the other end was my internet service provider yelling at me and screaming at me and cursing me out, telling me how many spam complaints that they got in the last 4 or 5 hours, and they're shutting me down, and they're going to potentially file a lawsuit and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh crap, and I'm totally freaked out. And finally the guy hangs up on me, shuts off my internet, and I hang up the phone. And Claire's like, who's that on the phone? I'm like, nobody. Oh, and by the way, please don't quit today. Let's wait it out a couple of days. She kind of laughs at me, and anyway, so she goes to work, and that day I'm kind of bummed out. I'm like licking my wounds, and I go and I put my backpack on. I'm walking to school. I get to school, and I'm super bummed out because I lost internet. I can't even check my email. I have no internet right now. I go into the computer lab at school, and I check my emails, and then I was like, I wonder if I just had that thought, like, I wonder if I did, if anybody bought anything. So I logged in my PayPal account like I did many times prior. And every time I logged in PayPal in the past, it was always a big zero on top. Like, how much money did you make? $0. I'm like, And I logged in this time, and guess what? It didn't say zero. First time ever, it said 70. And I was like, what? I was like, I made $70. Like, what I did, the way I did it apparently was illegal, but I did it. I made $70. Like, this actually works. And it was like the proof I needed, like, this whole thing actually works. This whole idea of having a list works. I did it wrong. I did it the wrong way, but there's got to be a right way to do this. And so it started me on this journey of like, I have to figure out the legitimate way to build an email list because other people are doing it. I got a little taste of it. I made $70 the wrong way. And so I got to figure out the right way. And so I started this journey of like, I have to learn how to build a list, And that became my obsession for the next decade of my life. It's still an obsession to today, which is why we have big email lists, because I focus on it. In fact, every single day we have a company-wide meeting. We call it the ClickFunnels Pulse meeting. And one of the stats we share every single day is how many people joined our list yesterday. Like, that's the number we're looking at. It's a metric. It's a KPI in our company. How many people today joined your list? And what's interesting for all of you guys who are watching this, if you're not looking at that metric daily, your list probably isn't growing. I've seen some people who have a business, they'll grow a list and they get 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people on the list, and then they stop. And they're like, I got a list. And they send emails to the list, and they're making money, so they're fine. But what happens is that list will start to atrophy over time. It gets smaller and smaller, and eventually your business just disappears and dies. Your focus point is like, you need to consistently, continually, always be building your list. Like, that should be the number one metric. You wake up every morning, how many people joined my list yesterday? How many joined yesterday? I remember the first time I got that, one of my friends, Dagan Smith, he told me that. He said, he asked me, how many people a day join your email list? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you don't know that number? I'm like, no, I mean, people are joining, but I don't look at that. And he's like, dude, what you watch, what you measure grows. And so I was like, okay, so I'm going to start looking at it. So I started looking at it. I remember at the time there's probably, 60, 70 people a day joining my list. And so I started watching that. And what's crazy is I started looking at that number every single day. It started making me upset in my head, like, it's only 70 people. And then your subconscious mind starts looking for ways, well, how do I make this bigger? How do I make it bigger? And as I'm sitting there thinking how to make it bigger, new ideas pop in my head. And that number went from 70 a day to 100 a day to 150 a day to 500 a day to 1,000 a day to 2,000 a day. And it became the focal point of my business. And so for all you guys, like when you start getting this book, that's what I talk about, like all the things you're doing, from traffic that you control, like the traffic you're buying, the traffic that you're earning, the goal of all that traffic is just to convert into traffic that you own, which is your list. Like, your list is the key. That is, if you look at, like, what's the biggest secret that Russell has in internet marketing, that your list is the key. You need to be building your list. Like, that's the big aha. Okay, so you have to understand that. And so all the things I'm doing, from Facebook Lives to videos to podcast interviews to buying ads, the goal of all the things is to build my list. And the key metric, the KPI I look at every single day, the most important one of my business for me, is how many people today join my list. Okay, and so all you guys need to be focusing on that. That's the big thing. Someone said, what software do you use? I use this weird software called ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels builds my list. It does everything. So, all right. So that's the big thing to understand. Okay, so there's my little tangent. We understand. So traffic that you own. Okay, and I told you that story already. So again, when I'm doing all this stuff, when I'm buying ads, when I'm like doing earning traffic, the goal of both those is to get it into traffic that I own, right? So if I'm on a podcast interview, and I'm doing a podcast and I'm earning traffic, I'm on there, I'm being interviewed. At the end of it, what do I say? Okay, at the end of it, I'm like, hey, by the way, I got this cool new book called Traffic Secrets. Go to trafficsecrets.com to get a free copy. People go to trafficsecrets.com. They click on the button. They put in their what? Email address. And then what happens? They join my list. Oh, okay, that's the goal. So I do the podcast interviews, not just to do an interview. I do an interviews, not like that's okay. And yeah, I want to sell copies of the book, but the only reason I'm trying to sell copies of the book is I want you on my email list because that's the game. Okay, and so that's kind of, hopefully that helps you understand that. So all the traffic you're buying, all the traffic you're earning is all going into one spot where you can build your email list because that's the secret of internet marketing. So if you look at these, some of you guys have probably seen this. This is one of my squeeze pages. Okay, if you go to marketingsecrets.com/blackbook, this is one. This lead page alone has generated over 300,000 leads for me. 300,000 leads. Okay, boom. This is one of my book funnels. The goal of it is to get somebody to join the email list. Like I'm sending people from all these places to spots. And you notice every page I send somebody to, like right now I sent you to trafficsecrets.com. When you go there, guess what happens if you click on the button? You join my list. I said go to funnelflix.com. You go there to get this free stuff, right? I give you this bait to go watch Frank Kern's presentation, Julius's and mine, right? There's like 4 hours of free videos, but what happens to watch those videos? You give me your email address. Now you join my list, right? So I'm doing this free. I'm working my way in right now to you guys. Right? We'll then buy ads to this video, which I'll be buying my way in. But the goal of all of them is to get you on my email list, right? So I've been telling you on 2 different email lists today. Okay, that's my goal. I'm trying to convert all this traffic that I'm earning. Right now I'm earning it, right? We've still got 160 of you guys on Instagram. We got 185 on Facebook. We'll push these things live over the next 2 or 3 weeks. You'll probably get 50 to 100,000 people to watch this video. And from that, hopefully I'll get, 20, 30,000 people to join my list from it, right? That's why I'm doing these exercises, okay? That's why we do all this stuff. So hopefully you guys understand that. Okay, one more thing I'll talk about list building, just to give you guys some metrics to make this really tangible for you. And then we'll kind of wrap it for today. When I got started, I had one of my friends, who's actually Mike Philsame. I love Mike. Mike told me, he said, you should average, on average, you should make at least $1 per month per name on your email list, okay? And I didn't realize this time. I didn't know if that was high or low. It's actually really low. You should make more than that. But this is a really good baseline, right? So what that means, let's say you've got 100 people on your email list. You should average $1 per month per name on your email list, okay? So if I got 100 people on my email list, I should make at least $100 a month from those people. If I got 1,000 people on my email list, I should be making $1,000 a month. If I've got 50,000 people on my email list, I should make $50,000 a month, and so on and so forth, right? And so for you guys who are starting a business, you're growing your company, you're like, how do I grow my company? Like, that's the big secret. How many people are on your email list right now? Okay, if I ask you, like, I don't know, then you don't have a business. You're goofing around. Okay, engagement on Instagram does not count as an email list, right? The goal of engagement on Instagram is to get people to go to your email list and join your list, right? Like that's the tangible business that we're in. Okay, and so I remember he told me that. I was like, okay, so I started at that point. It was my very first product called Zip Brander, and I had it pop up on my list. And so I started driving traffic to it. I remember the very first month I got 217 people. Isn't it funny you remember some random numbers like that? 217 people joined my email list that very first month. And that month I think I made $300 in sales. And I was like, okay, I was a little more than $1 per name. Okay, and I was like, I'm gonna keep focusing. So I took that money that I made, I reinvested back into more traffic. I got more people in, and then month number 2, I had like 600 people on my list. And that month I made like $800. And I was like, huh. So I reinvested that $800 back into ads. I kept doing it, and soon I got to 1,000 people on my list, then 1,500 people, then 2,000 people on my list. And that number stayed pretty synced. When I had 2,000 people on my list, I was making like a little over $2,000 a month. When I had 5,000 people on my list, I made $5,000 a month. When I had 100,000 people on my list, I was making $100,000. Now I'm at over, 1.8 million on people on my email list. We make more than that per month, right? So those numbers sync. And what's interesting is you get better at this game, right? You get better at communicating with your audience, better at making offers, better at telling stories, things like all the stuff I'm teaching you through these books. That number will go up. Okay, you shouldn't just make $1 per name on your email list. You can make $5 or $10. Sometimes I see local businesses where the lists are small. They only have like 800 people on their list, 500 people on their list, but because of the relationship, because they're local, they're able to make 10, 20, $30 per name per email on their email list, okay? And so that's just, I want to give you that number as a metric, because if some of you guys are like, I need to retire, I want to work from home, I want to do whatever, right? That's the number you should be looking at, right? If you're saying, okay, how much, if I need to make 6 figures a year, okay? If you had 10,000 people on your email list, you're averaging $1 per month per name. That's $10,000 a month. That times 12 months, that's $120,000 a year. So if you can focus to get 10,000 people on your email list, based on the math, you should be making $120,000 a year. You're 6 figures a year. Okay. If you're like, I need to make $5,000 a month to survive, cool. You should be focusing on building a list of 5,000 people. You get a list of 5,000 people. You should, based on the math, if you do it okay, you should be making $5,000 a month. Okay. If you want to make $1 million, I want to hit 2 Comma Club, cool. It's just a math game, right? That means if you want 2 Comma Club, you need to focus on getting 100,000 people on your list. 100,000 people times 12 months is $1.2 million a year. Okay, so like that's the game, you guys. That's what you guys have to understand. The list is the secret. That's the metric. That's the thing we're all focusing on. So all this traffic stuff we're doing is as much fun as it's like, how do you do Facebook ads and Google ads and do integration marketing and how do you do growth hacking and how do you, like all the things we're talking about. As exciting as those things are, and they're pretty amazing. The real secret, the real big aha is that all the focus point of that is to turn it into traffic that you actually own. And I think tomorrow we're actually going to talk about follow-up funnels. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to talk about follow-up funnels. So follow-up funnels is like, now someone's on my list, now what do I do with them? How do you make $1 per name per month, Russell? Well, you do it by the follow-up funnel. This is the sequences, and tomorrow we're going to go deep into that. But to give you guys a hint, just so you like know, I was doing, and I'll show you this tomorrow. We'll go deep into this. I was looking at my front-end funnels, and we did a 30-day snapshot in a window. And in a 30-day window, for every $1 we made in one of our front-end funnels, those are the funnels I buy ads to where I push through stuff like this. I'm buying my way, working my way. And for every $1 I make in that front-end funnel, we made $16.49 in the next 30 days through the follow-up funnel. These are the emails and the messages that are sent to them over the next 30 days. So that's the big secret, you guys. And so, again, I will share that with you guys tomorrow. But I want you guys just, if I can do nothing else, to drill into your brain today, the traffic secret to drill into your brain today, the most important thing you be focusing on is traffic that you own. How do you convert all the traffic that you're earning, all the traffic you're buying into traffic that you own? Because then, when the storms come, and they're coming, you're feeling it right now, when the recession hits, when depressions hit, when Facebook gets shut down by the government, when whatever, the platform you're on, like we had people who are huge on Vine, and then Vine got destroyed, and then people who have podcasts, and let's say the podcast disappear, like who knows what's going to be. But as long as you're focusing all your efforts on one thing, traffic that you own, you'll survive the hard times. Okay, I've survived two collapses of the economy. One big collapse of the economy, 2 collapses of my business. I've survived all these things because of one thing and one thing alone. I have my email list. That's the big secret. You guys got that? That's the big secret. So I want you to start thinking about that today. In fact, that should be your goal right now. As you get off this thing, start thinking, okay, how big is my email list today? That's number 1. Okay, and if it's 0 people, now's the time to start, okay? But look at how big is your email list. That's number 1. Number 2, how many people per day are joining it? Okay? And if that's 0, then that's the next thing. How do I get people every day to do it? And then number 3 is like, okay, how do I make that number bigger? Okay, what you measure grows. So if you start measuring it, it'll grow. Or shrink if you're in weight loss, right? You probably don't want it. If you're measuring your waist every day, you don't want it to grow, but it'll shrink. But in business, you want it to grow. So whatever you measure, it will grow. So every single day, the number you should be looking for is how much did my list grow today? How many leads got today? Like that's what we gotta start focusing on. Okay, and that'll help you guys. That'll help you guys to survive the storms and the craziness. That's what's important. So there you guys go. That is the traffic secret. For today, I'm going to share. We had a good turnout today. You guys must be bored out of your minds at home during the quarantine. So if you are, what I recommend doing right now, go you can have this by the time we hang out tomorrow. You guys can listen to this entire book. Go to TrafficSecrets.com. You can pre-order a hardbound copy of this book for free. They don't ship till May 5th though. But the order form bump is the audio book of this. And if you get the audio book, you can plug in your ears and you could listen to it. 7 hours of me reading the entire book word for word. By this time tomorrow, you can have it done and we can get back to work. So that's your challenge. Is go do your while you're sitting around, go do it. Let's go. TrafficSecrets.com. Get the hardbound book. There's also a whole bunch of amazing video bonuses you get. You get a presentation from Prince EA, who has over 3 billion views on Facebook. He does a presentation you get for free in there. Peng Jun talks about how he does his social media. There's a presentation from me about traffic. Just a bunch of cool stuff you get for free in there. You just got to go get the book for free, and then get the audiobooks you can start listening to today if you want. Those who've been asking about how to get the whole box set, the upsell flow, you can get the box set in the upsell flow, so that's there as well. And then if you guys, after you've done that and you're like, I need more stuff, Russell, I want to keep geeking out, I want to sharpen myself, I want my brain to get bigger, then you just go to right here, funnelflix.com. ClickFunnels has entered the streaming wars. We are trying to destroy Disney Plus and Netflix and all the others. No, I'm just kidding. This is way better. But you guys get a free week at funnelflix.com. This is called the free Premier Week. You can go there and you put an email address in, click submit. And you can get the first 4 presentations for free. First one's from my man, Frank Kern, one of the original OGs of internet marketing. He's one of the dudes I was learning from when I got started. He did a secret presentation at Funnel Hacking Live. Nobody knew he was coming. And when he came out on stage, they flipped out. Anyway, his presentation's there for free. You go to funnelflix.com, put your email address in here, and then what happens? Oh, you join my list. What? Russell practices what he preaches. Oh, this is so crazy. You join my email list, right? Boom. Then you watch Frank's presentation. Then number 2, you go right here. And you watch a presentation from Julius, who built an Instagram following I think 5 or 6 million people. He's a magician. His presentation was insane. He has a magic to me on stage. You get to go watch that. It's awesome. And then over here, you've got a presentation from me on your value ladder, which is awesome. Anyway, so funnelflix.com. So trafficsecrets.com, get your book. Funnelflix.com, go geek out. You get a free premiere week over here, a bunch of cool stuff. With that said, you guys, I appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out. Tomorrow we'll be back. Tomorrow we're going to go into follow-up funnels, which will be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out today. If you got any value from this, please comment down below. Let me know. And if you're on Facebook watching this, please share it. That'd be awesome too. And I don't know, can you share this on Instagram Live? I don't really know how that works. But feel free to share this if you got any value. That would mean the world to me. Thanks guys for hanging out. Appreciate you all. And we'll see you guys all again tomorrow. Bye.